Hello YouTube, it's Tammy and welcome to Arts Inspired, the channel where we do everything artistically related. In this video I'm going to show you how to draw a face. This is an example of a face that I drew. I did this for a video actually. If you want to see the video of it, click the face right now and I'll show you me drawing it, me inking it and me coloring it. But this is how I draw my faces, and I'm actually prepared a sketch for you guys, but in trying to show you that and have all these steps, I realized pressing record on your camera before you just start talking is kind of important. But anyway, today I'm going to show you guys how I do my faces like this, like a kind of semi-realistic feel or appearance with them. And just a disclaimer, I'm not an expert. I'm really not. Nope, I don't think that there's any right way to draw. Everybody has a different process, so I'm not saying that my way is right or my way is best. This is just the way that I do it. And if you're interested in drawing something that might look kind of like this, it all depends on, the person holding the pencil, but something that might look sort of like this. If you want to learn the proportions of the face and also how to add variance to your characters so that they don't all end up looking like the same person, then stay tuned for the rest of this video. So back to my blank drawing sheet here. Always to start a image, and again, I said this before I started recording. So for the first time, this video is just going to show you how to do a front view image of a girl, because it's mostly about getting the proportions in place, and proportions for males and females are about the same. I could make a difference showing you guys the differences between male and female faces and bodies if you're interested in that, but they're about the same, really. So if you know how to do girls, most of the time you're going to be able to adjust pretty easily to do boys. And I'm only doing front view because this is not an in-depth tutorial of how to draw views. This is just getting proportions in place and adding variance to your characters. If you want to see more facial views, such as three-quarter view or profile or the character looking up or looking down, then let me know in the comments and I will make a video tutorial for you guys on that. But this is just front view of girls showing how to do proportions and how to do variance for characters. So I always start the face with just a general shape. So I just have like a place to put everything. So I go with an oh Lord, so sorry I bumped my camera just then. I go with an oval. I didn't bump my camera, I bumped my tripod, but big difference. Okay, oval, boom. Next we do 3 guidelines. Face only has 3 real features: eyes, nose, and mouth. So our 3 guidelines tell us where to put those things. Yeah, I just do 3 lines for each of them, and those are about all the guidelines I personally use when drawing, but I will show you guys more like little tiny ones you can do, just to make sure you have all of your proportions right when you're drawing for the first time, when you're coming back to faces and you haven't really drawn them in a long while, and you just need a refresher course. So, you start with the line of the eyes, and that's going to be right about in the middle of your face. It can be a little higher, like mine is kind of right now, or a little lower. Where you add them ends up adding variance to your character. You want it to be about in the middle, but a little higher, a little lower. Won't kill anything. And a lot of people tend not to believe that the eyes go right in the middle of the face, just because when you look at people's faces, it doesn't look like their eyes are right in the middle. And I'm just redrawing this because it looks like it's in the middle when I'm looking at it, but when I look on the camera, it doesn't. So I just want to get it right for the camera. But anyways, it doesn't look like people's eyes are in the middle of their face when you look at them. As I was showing here, if we draw the outline for someone's face, the oval, and then we draw a line where their eyes are, it is, in fact, in the middle of the face, because you have to leave space for the hairline and the forehead. And like I'll show you, this measurement is for this bit, and then the top bit, same measurement. Middle of the face is where the eyes go. So that's just what I was showing you with this before I pressed record. Next line you want to do is the line for the nose. I lost my pencil. The line for the nose. So the line for the nose is actually another halfway line. It is halfway in between the line that you drew for the eyes and then the, kind of curve of the bottom of the face, or the chin, really. So halfway in between represents the bottom of the nose. And I just do a short little line in the middle because, your line doesn't, your nose doesn't stretch across your whole face like your eyes kind of do. And again, using our sketch and our bright orange Sharpie. I just bumped my mic, but our bright orange Sharpie again. You can see if we draw a line on the bottom of the nose, which is right where I said that last line we just drew is bottom of the nose, and we get the measurement from the eyes to the bottom of the nose. Chin is the same, halfway in between the bottom of the nose. And again, I would show this to you guys on a real person's picture, but I don't have one. I tried to look in a magazine for one, but they were all kind of, it was a clothing magazine, so everyone's face was really far away, and it would have been tiny, and I was like, this is not really effective. So I just took a drawing that kind of looked proportional, and I'm showing you from that. And then the final line is the line for the lips. It's going to be in the middle of the lips, like actually where the mouth would open if the lips weren't closed. And that line is halfway in between the line for the nose and the line for the chin. So right here, again, halfway for the mouth. Now I'll show you again in the sketch with my orange. With my orange. The middle of the mouth, right there, with the crease of the mouth. And that measurement and that measurement are about the same. So it's halfway again. And it can be a little lower or higher again, add variance, but there are different things you can do to add variance, actually, to your characters, rather than just changing their, like, where everything is. You can do different things than that to add variation. And now we're going to need to get into drawing the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, the main features of the face. So to draw the eyes, I start out with an indication for the iris. So I just do a little circle where I think the iris should go on one side. Simple. Then I did the same thing on the other side. And this is honestly just kind of guess and check work. Like, these are just starting positions, and then we'll fix them as we need to. So then I indicate like the rest of the eye, like the, you know, if you have an actual eye, it's got the iris, the pupil, the highlights, but then there's also the upper lash line, lower lash line, tear duct, everything. So the whole eye. And I do semi-realistic indications of those. So for the top lash line, I'll just do like just something like that. And then for the place where, you know, in the back of your eye, where the bottom and top lash line connect, little indication of that. Then I sometimes do an indication of the inner tear duct, and then sometimes do an indication of the bottom lash line. It all depends on how I feel. So it's all just indications of everything that you think should be there. And so then I'll try and repeat that process on the other eye. It's one of the things that's hardest about drawing eyes, is getting two eyes to look like the same eye. You know, like from the same person. So like that. And then I do indicate eyelids, actually. So I'll just do like kind of curves for the crease, like that, and then something like this for the rest of the lid. I do that sometimes, but I'm going to do it now because I just do. And so how do you know then if your eyes are too close together or too far apart? What you can do a lot of times is you can draw a phantom third eye in between your two eyes. So right now I have the right eye, which is here. The left eye, which is here. I'm just drawing little tick marks in the front and back of the eye. And so what should be in the middle of the two eyes is another eye that will fit just kind of like and be the same size as the other two eyes. So if you can do that, and I'm actually going to try and like do this so you can see, but you can get the measurements for each of the three eyes, and it should be another eye in the middle. Again, give or take, depending on you know, adding variance to your character, what you want them to look like. But give or take, there should be a phantom eye in the middle of your two eyes, and that's how you can tell if your eyes are far apart, if your eyes are far enough apart. So now, how do you draw the eyes is the question you might be wondering. What can you do to them to add variance, and how can you draw them to make them look right? So here I have a chart for different variations of eyes, and I will get this closer to you guys in a second. Okay, so eye variance. This is what I just drew. Eyes is a round top, and the top bit of the eye just curves. You can also do flat top eye, where the top is flat, as I'm sure you can assume. Angled eyes, angled either in towards the nose or out away from the nose for Asians, or I don't know, people with angled eyes. I don't know. You can do eyes with no highlight. So like here is a highlight. You do it without the highlight, just add different shading. You can do a full outline of the eye, so instead of like no lower lash line or just indications of everything, you can have like this tear duct, lower lash line, everything's connected, it's all there. You can do less of an outline for the eye, so just barely anything. You can do an anime-esque eye, which is just really freaking, like really big iris. Same principles, huge iris. You can do where you show the whole iris like this is a mistake that a lot of people do. When you show the entire iris, it makes the eye look like it's shot. So that's that. If you show less of the iris, so you like cut it off by the upper lower lash lines, it makes the character look either normal or to a point aloof, or kind of I don't know, like that. And then this is like the max simplified eye, just a dot. But I'll show you guys that right quick. If you have the iris drawn in like this, you don't want to put the upper lash line here because it looks surprised in the end. You want to actually use the upper lash line to cut off bits of the iris. Not that, I mean, you can do that much or less. When you cut off those parts of the iris, it looks closer to correct. So let's get back into the drawing here. Now we're going to draw the nose, the next major feature on the face. And we will come back and add more details to the eyes later, but we're not going to do that right now. So I can erase my guideline for the eyes then. You don't have to right now, but you can. And, okay, now we're going to do the nose. So to start my noses, I do the ball of the nose. People's noses have balls. Like, sometimes, well, just one, but sometimes they're not very, defined, but I always start drawing them because I'd like to. Then I add, coming off the ball of the nose, nostrils, which are the holes in your nose. Nostrils. And then I can kind of, I don't know, draw the bottom based off the ball of the nose. I don't know. Then you do the skin part of the nostrils, or I do the skin part of the nostrils next, the skin around the nostrils, those bits. And this nose is really lopsided, but okay. And then sometimes I draw indication to the bridge. The nose bridge actually comes from the eyebrows down to the outer nostrils. So I don't usually draw the entire nose bridge curving like that. I don't usually do that. What I'll do is add little bits of the nose bridge here and there. And the center line of the nose where it's usually a highlight, sometimes I'll even add that in. So it just depends on how I'm feeling. And if you're confused about how high up eyebrows are, they can be as high up as you want them to, really. If you draw the eye and then take the eye size and move it up, there's where the eyebrows can start, but they can be higher or lower than that a little bit to add variance. My girl has kind of high eyebrows, but that's okay. And they're honestly kind of thick, but whatever. Beauty in the eye of the beholder, so I think that it's fine. Quite all right. Nose variation. I have a card for that. I have a card for everything, guys. Nose variation can be all types of stuff. For example, mostly it varies for me in the ball of the nose. So for what I just did, you can do a circular ball of the nose. You can also do an ovular one for a longer nose. This one's kind of teardrop shaped, which I just kind of started experimenting with a teardrop shaped one. And okay. I don't know if it's super clear, but I don't usually just leave the ball of the nose in there. I'll erase bits of it to have an indication of the ball of the nose, but I use it as a guideline to start. So on these, I'm leaving them in there so you can really see the shape that I worked with. But, if I was actually drawing this, I would just erase, random parts of it. And there you go. Nose. You can do a pug nose, where the nostrils, you can see them from a straight-on view. You don't have to, go underneath the person to see their full nostrils. An undefined nose, which is kind of like what black people have, so for me. But it's just, everything kind of just blends in more, and the nose is more easily seen as a big triangle or a big rectangle. Everything is just more together. A simplified nose, I don't do anything for the nose bridge, and the nostrils are less indicated. Everything's just less. And a really simplified nose is just a curve, which is how I used to draw my noses, actually. So, if you do like that, okay, no, that makes the nose look like a mouth. Okay, okay, how about this? I actually used to draw my noses like that. So, if you have the eyes, and the nose, and the mouth. There you go. So, just a curve for a nose. So, there's some nose ideas for you guys. Just try fiddling around with different things, basically. Then we'll draw the mouth, and I won't even zoom out, because why not? For the mouth, I start with, I'm going to erase, I'm going to make this line lighter, but I'm still going to put it in that area. I start with the middle, very middle of the mouth. And the way that I do that is that it comes down the ball of the nose, we just move it down. That's the very middle of the mouth. And that's also where the Cupid's bow goes. So sometimes I'll start there. So right from the curve of the ball of the nose, put down, there's the lips. And then I'll do the outer corners of the lips, and we'll make this girl smile. A big O smile. And the lips, okay. For how wide they should be, middle of the iris, down. wait, yeah, middle of the iris down. That's where the lip should be. And again, this one doesn't go to that line, but that's just because you don't draw things perfectly. And people's faces aren't perfect. If you took an actual person and like applied all of these rules to their face, it would sort of kind of fit, but not completely because people are not perfect. It's just the way it is. So that rule works, but not entirely. So like just for example, if we totally ignored the rule and made her mouth like this big, it doesn't look right. And then if we totally ignored the rule the other way and made her mouth like this big, she looks like Joker. So you just kind of got to follow the rules, but they're not set in stone. They're just guidelines. They're not what you have to do. So again, middle of the iris basically, just doing a little dot for the edge and then connecting it to the middle bit. Yes, and then I'll do like more of an indication of the upper lip. Sometimes I'll shade in the upper lip. Why don't we do it now? Just why not? And again, I don't do everything the same every time I draw. This is just sometimes. And then we'll do the lower lip. And I tend to draw really thick lips because I have really thick lips, but I mean, you don't have to. So for lip variation, another card, yay! This one has very little on it, actually. Quick card. La 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 lips. Okay, Cupid's bow. Little curve at the top of your lip from under the ball of the nose, like I said. Cupid's bow. No Cupid's bow. Some people's lips just curve. You don't have a Cupid's bow. It's rare. I only have one person that I've ever met that doesn't have a Cupid's bow, but it does happen. Thick lips, big space between the middle of the mouth, top lip, and the middle and the bottom lip. Big space. Thin lips. Little space. Little space, y'all. Little space. And again, like it's pretty, the expressions are pretty basic. If you want to do a smile, what the heck was that? If you want to do a smile, draw like a curve, and then make it lips. If you want to do a frown, draw a curve, make it, okay. Make it lips that actually follow the curve of the lip. Okay. If you want to do a smirk, do the like a little simplified version, and then make the lips around that. It's pretty easy. At least I think it's easy. I love drawing the nose and the lips. The eyes whatever. They exist and I have to do them, but I'd really rather not. At this point, I usually go in and shade the eyes. So if you want to know how I shade my eyes, I do an indication for where the highlight is going to be. Highlight based off where the light is coming from. I mean, it's supposed to be. I really don't do that. I just kind of put it somewhere. And, you can have multiple highlights. Then I do the pupil, which is a black dot. Middle of the eye. Even if they're looking up, the pupil stays in the middle. So, like, if you want to do someone looking up, you still have the... Okay, no, that's wrong. You have the upper lash. Okay, let me just start from where we started. You have the iris. If you want them looking up, then you're going to want the lower lash line to fall lower, and then the upper lash line to be like cutting off most of the eye. So the iris is actually what moves. The pupil, we can actually keep an indication where that was. Pupil stays in the middle of the iris at all times. So the pupil is actually right in the middle, and so if they're looking up, you can't see all of their pupil. You don't, if you want someone to look up, you do not move their pupil up, because like that's just kind of weird. I mean, I guess that kind of works, but this is more accurate. And this, I honestly think that looks kind of weird. But anyway, pupil's always in the middle. Was all I was trying to say with that. And then you can do the iris however you want. I noticed that irises, my eyes are brown, so I have to look at irises online to dark brown, like black, to see what they actually like. But I noticed that the outer ring is really thick usually. And then you can do the whole like web thing that happens inside irises. But I just shade mine from dark to light, like starting in a corner and going down. And that's how I shade my eyes. Okay, now we're going to do the head shape. And actually, I shouldn't have zoomed out, because I'm just about to put another example card there. Yay! This one's kind of bigger, so it's okay. Head shapes. Heads come in many shapes. For example, ovular head, which is what I'm kind of probably going to do here. It's the most common head that I draw personally. Rectangular heads, I use these mostly for guys, and the head is just more rectangularly shaped. Round head, more like a circle. I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about here. A heart-shaped head. oblong, and you can do an exaggerated shape. So this is a pear head. You take a pear and you make it into a head, and these are kind of more illustrative shapes. So like, let me actually get my orange. Wherever I put the dastardly thing. Where's my orange? Nope, can't find it. Okay, let's get my pen, and I'll actually show you what I'm talking about here. Like for the heart shape, you can literally draw a heart in the face. And you know, this doesn't have to be as literal when you're drawing it, but I just like superimposed these so you could really see it. Really see what I'm talking about. Rectangular shape. Round shape. Round shape is good for overweight people, I think, because it adds a lot of fat to their face. I mean, it can be done on underweight people, but that's harder to do. It's harder to do, definitely. So we're gonna do the head shape on this chick, this smiley happy girl. And I think I'm just gonna like follow kind of the shape we have already. Basically, like I kind of just follow. Like, I mean, you saw what I just did. I literally just did it in front of your face. Here we go. Head shape. Boom, bango, bingo, bango, bongo. Done. And just things to know about the head shape. So you can like kind of make one. Okay. It goes pretty much straight past the eyes. Pretty much straight. It can come out for the cheeks. This girl's don't, but they can come out for the cheeks. And then from the cheeks, it goes in towards the chin slowly. And then the chin is generally kind of flat. Like, you can do... Okay, chins are not going to be, like, straight up pointy. That's more of an anime thing, to have just a point for the chin. Chins are generally more flat than you'd think. They're kind of flat. Or they're rounded. Rounded shapes. So you don't want a point. You want flat or rounded for a chin. And then it follows the same rules on the other side of the face. This girl's chin is kind of long. The chin is about the thickness from, well, this girl's chin is kind of, I mean, it's not, because, okay, but the chin is usually the thickness from the lip, bottom of the lip to the nose. But the thing is, this girl has thick lips, so it doesn't really fit that principle. But like I said, faces aren't perfect, so if it doesn't fit, it's okay. You're good. You're golden. And then if I want to add cheekbones, I'll just go from like the inner, like the corner of the eye, I'll go from there and just curve in towards the lip, like I think cheekbones do. But I honestly don't want this girl to have cheekbones. And then you can just add like indications of age, like wrinkles under the eyes or something like that, or some crow lines. And instantly make your character older. This character, she really does look older. Let me make this darker so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. She really did look older just through those quick lines. Yeah, I just had crow lines, eye wrinkles, mouth wrinkles, and she looks older. But again, I don't want her to look older. That's just a thing you can do to vary your characters. And there are kind of proportional differences with older people, kind of, but I'm not really getting into that. This is a young adult girl, basically. But the next thing I want to fix or do is her hairline. And again, I'm not showing you how to draw hair, but I will show you the hairline because it is kind of part of the face to me. The hairline is not right above the eyebrows because people have foreheads. The hairline is pretty much at the top of the oval, like pretty much. You can move it down a bit, kind of just guesswork on where you want to put your hairline, but it's pretty much at the top of the oval. So to do a hairline, you indicate the shape of the hairline first. And hairlines can have 3 basic different shapes. Okay, let's just zoom in. You can have a widow's peak hairline, where, why can't I find my orange? Found it. Okay, you can have a widow's peak hairline, where the hairline forms a V sort of shape. This was good on heart-shaped heads, because if you saw on our heart-shaped head, she has a widow's peak. But it doesn't have to be in heart-shaped. But the hairline forms that, which if we look at it upside down, is a W for widow peak. W. Next one is more basic. It's just like a not widow's peak hairline. It just follows like a line, and like it's like a kind of like trapezoid, I guess. If there were a line here, it'd be like a trapezoid on your face. So that hairline. And then finally is hairline with bangs. You can't even see the hairline or the forehead because it's covered with bangs. So there's the 3 kind of hairlines someone can have. But in here, so you know the hairline would be here, it's not there because bangs. So hairlines. We're going to give this girl half hairline, half bangs, so you can see both. And what you would do for the, okay, let me zoom out so you can see what I'm talking about. For the hairline bit, you would do like some, like, I just do little lines to show hair is growing from here. Just little scribbles. Scribbles, scribbles. Just like, I don't know. Indication. All about indication. And then to start the bangs, we'll just do like that and draw on the bangs. This is not a hair tutorial, so I'm not gonna like make this super detailed or nice. It's just kind of how it would be done. And then the hair comes out like this, probably. There's probably like a part here. And the hair kind of flows from the part. Not a hair tutorial. You can request one, but this is not that. And I just drew on her neck, which was probably something I should show you how to do. So I'm going to erase her neck. Okay, hair. Boom. Easy. Neck. The neck comes in pretty much... Okay, real people's necks probably would start like where the face starts curving in. It's like a kind of like a guy's neck. So a girl's neck is just going to be a little bit more in than that. I don't know how to tell you how much. It's kind of just guesswork. But you're just going to put it like somewhere in from where the flat part of the face, from where the cheeks start curving into the chin. Just in from there. And girls' necks kind of, we're going to go out into the body a bit here. Girls' necks, you can draw like this. Just the bones inside the neck, which if you had the whole neck there, it would be like neck. That neck is really long. Neck bones. And it would come into a curve like this. And then on either side of the curve would be the collarbones. You can feel this all if you just put your finger, like right in between your collarbones. You can feel all of this. And it's a lot more prominent in girls. Like guys, if you draw them from the side view, one thing you can do for them to make them look more masculine is show their Adam's apple. Which is like a little bump in their neck. Can't see that. Little bump in the neck. But girls have really prominent collarbones. You can draw all of that if you want to for girls. So just quick indications of like, there's collarbones down there. And I think that's all we have to draw for this girl. I'm trying to think, like, is there anything else? Oh, ears. I rarely draw ears, so I tend to forget ears, but we'll draw them in here anyway. We'll draw just an ear on this side. We're not going to do the other ear. But for ears, you just go from the middle of the eyes, this top of the ear pretty much, and the middle of the lips for the bottom of the ear, pretty much, give or take. Then ear. It's like a curve. I just draw it like just a beam coming off the face. Like that. And I don't really draw anything in the ears. I just have them existing there. So we'll act like her hair is tucked behind her ear from there. Okay, now we have a girl. Yay, girl. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, in which case I showed you how to draw faces realistically and add variation to your character. So again, to add variation, you can do all types of different stuff. You can differentiate the head shape. You can differentiate the hairline, the lip shape and widow's peakness and thickness and everything. The ball of the nose, whether or not you draw the bridge, whether or not it's defined. You can do eye variation. Is it at an angle? Is it shaded? Like I said, is it curved? Is it flat? Are they huge? You can do anything you want. I'm getting a call right now. Hello, I'm back. I just got a call from work. I don't know what I was saying, but again, you can vary a lot of different stuff in your drawings is all I was talking about, like just rambling. But you can vary a lot of different stuff to make your drawings look good, and now you know how proportions work. Line for eyes, line for nose, line for mouth, phantom eye in the middle, done. Boom. Done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, hit me up with them in the comments. Actually, hit me up with them in the comment section below. I will see you all next time, in which case we'll do something else artsy and awesome. Arts Inspired will be offering prints soon, so stay tuned for that. Link will be in the description when those become available. I am Arts Inspired on Instagram with no dash, and Arts Dash Inspired on Art Amino, which is an app. I have all of these links in the end slate, so you just wait a second to see that. I hope you guys enjoy this video tutorial. I'll see you all next time. If you have any questions, again, tell me them in the comments. And until then, toodaloo, have a nice day. Bye-bye.